There are some Hollywood faces that fade with time, and then there's Ethan Hawke. At 54, he appears at film premieres with the same slim, angular face and restless, electric energy that made him an icon decades ago. He's not hiding behind baggy clothes, not making self-deprecating jokes about dad bods, not even trying to play the silver fox. He's just Ethan, unchanged. And while most actors his age settle into softer routines, Hawke is still writing, directing, performing on stage, and traveling the world, all with a spring in his step. But what's the real secret? Is it good genes? Movie star money? Or is it something far more ordinary, something within reach? Because the truth is, what Ethan Hawke avoids every single day is something millions struggle to give up. You will be shocked when we tell you about him at the end of this video. Ethan Hawke didn't come up in an era of celebrity wellness coaches and Instagram fitness fads. He grew up in Texas, the son of a teenage mother and a mathematician father who divorced when Ethan was just a kid. He was bookish, awkward, and obsessed with storytelling. When he first broke through in Dead Poets Society, it was clear he was different. He didn't have the chiseled look of a leading man. He was wiry, intense, thoughtful. And yet, 3 decades later, that same intensity is there. But what's truly remarkable isn't his career, it's the way he's managed to stay fit, lean, and as his friends say, ageless well into his 50s. The secret starts with what he refuses to do, day in and day out. For Hawke, there is a line he will not cross: processed sugar. No candy bars, no soft drinks, no sneaky late-night desserts. It's not a diet, it's a discipline. He said in interviews, only half joking, that the real rebel move these days is to say no to sugar. In a world where even healthy snacks come loaded with hidden sugars, Ethan goes the opposite way. He treats sugar like a drug. You wouldn't have a beer at breakfast, he once said, so why would you start your day with a donut? That discipline shows up on the plate at every meal. Hawke's relationship with food is the opposite of Hollywood extremes. He's not chasing the latest cleanse or fasting window. He sticks with whole, recognizable foods. Breakfast? It's usually something light. A couple of eggs, maybe some whole grain toast, sometimes yogurt and berries. He keeps coffee simple and black. Lunch is where he loads up on vegetables. Big salads with kale, arugula, grilled chicken, chickpeas, and a drizzle of olive oil. If he's home in New York, he'll sometimes stop at his favorite neighborhood spot for a bowl of lentil soup or a salmon wrap. Dinner is the one meal where he lets himself relax. But even then, it's grilled fish, roasted veggies, maybe a sweet potato, or a homemade pasta with a tomato-based sauce. There's no massive steak, no late-night pizza, no heavy cream sauces. And then there's what he absolutely will not eat. Fast food is off the table. Fried foods? Never. He's spoken about the time he gained weight for a role, how it slowed him down, and how difficult it was to shed not just the pounds, but the fog that came with eating junk. Sodas and sweetened drinks are a hard no. Ethan avoids anything that comes out of a vending machine. Chips, crackers, even health bars that are secretly sugar bombs. The reason is simple. He doesn't like the way these foods make him feel. He'd rather go hungry than eat something that gives him a crash an hour later. Even bread is something he treats with caution. Not all carbs are bad, he says, but if it's white bread, bagels, or pastries, he's out. You learn as you get older, Hawke told a reporter, that food is either fuel or a trap. But staying lean and energized at 54 isn't just about avoiding sugar and junk food. It's about building a daily routine and sticking to it even when the world tries to pull you off course. Ethan Hawke is famous among his friends for his sleep schedule. Unlike other actors who brag about all-nighters or burning the candle at both ends, Hawke calls sleep his underrated weapon. When he's filming or working on a play, he'll guard his sleep like a hawk. He aims for 7 to 8 hours a night, rarely goes to bed after midnight, and tries to wake up at the same time every day. Before sleep, he avoids screens for at least an hour. Instead, he reads, sometimes scripts, sometimes poetry, sometimes whatever his kids are reading for school. He keeps his bedroom cool and dark, and he never brings his phone to bed. If you ask him, the single biggest mistake people make in their 50s is sacrificing sleep for work or entertainment. You can't cheat sleep, he says. You pay for it, one way or another. Exercise for Hawke isn't about chasing a six-pack or running a marathon. It's about consistency. Every morning starts with movement. Sometimes it's a 30-minute jog through the city. Other days, it's a simple stretching routine or yoga. When he has time, he bikes along the river. When he's traveling, he'll pack resistance bands and do bodyweight exercises in his hotel room. The focus is always on mobility and feeling good, not pushing himself to exhaustion. He's shared that he prefers functional fitness, movements that translate to real life, like squats, lunges, planks, and push-ups. If he's working on a movie, he'll do what the role demands. For the Magnificent Seven, he worked with trainers to build endurance, not just muscle. But in regular life, his routine is flexible. A little cardio, a little strength, a lot of variety, and never 2 days exactly the same. And when motivation fades, Hawke leans on accountability. He'll go for a walk with friends, take his kids to the park, or even play pickup basketball. The point is to move every day, no matter how little. But here's the question: is this something anyone can actually do? Hawke himself admits that being an actor means he sometimes has more freedom with his schedule than a 9-to-5er. But what he insists on is that none of this is about Hollywood privilege. It's about choices, built over decades. Anyone can skip dessert, choose the salad, turn off their phone before bed, or go for a walk after dinner. You don't need a personal chef or trainer to make those decisions. The secret is simply not giving up on yourself as you get older. Still, there's a side to Ethan Hawke's routine that almost no one sees: the mental game. He's obsessed with keeping his mind as sharp as his body. That means daily reading, not just for work, but for pleasure. He writes in a journal, even if it's just a few lines a day. He meditates, not always in the classic sense, but through breathing exercises or just sitting quietly with a cup of coffee in the morning before anyone else wakes up. He stays connected to friends and family, avoids toxic social media debates, and seeks out experiences that challenge him, whether it's learning a new instrument or taking on a risky stage role. This, he says, is the real key: not just avoiding what's bad, but filling your life with what's good. As you watch Ethan Hawke walk a red carpet, still trim in a perfectly tailored suit, or see him acting with the same physicality he brought to training day, you realize it's not magic. He's not immune to age. He's just relentless about the small things. Skip the soda, pass on the cake. Don't let one bad night's sleep turn into a bad week. Move your body, even when you don't feel like it. Make time for silence. Nourish your mind. It's not glamorous. It's not even all that fun sometimes, but it works. And the proof is right in front of us. Ethan Hawke, 54 years old, still active, still lean, still restless, still Ethan. But there's one more twist to the story. What Hawke avoids isn't just sugar or junk or skipping workouts, it's resignation. Most people, when they hit their 50s, start to accept limits. They joke about being over the hill. They pull back, shrink down, accept aches and pains as normal. Hawke refuses. He keeps saying yes to new roles, new challenges, new routines. He believes that staying young is as much a decision as a biology lesson. The real thing he avoids every day? Giving up. And that, more than any superfood or miracle workout, is the reason he's still here. Still surprising us, still pushing boundaries, still showing up with that crooked smile and that unmistakable Hawke energy. Will you try his routine? Would you have the discipline to skip dessert, get your sleep, and move every day? Maybe you don't have Ethan Hawke's schedule or his Hollywood career, but you do have the same 24 hours, the same choices, and most importantly, the same opportunity to avoid what's holding you back. Remember, staying young isn't about chasing what Ethan Hawke does. It's about refusing to let age define you. And as promised, here's the one thing most people don't know. Ethan Hawke's favorite cheat meal is something shockingly simple: popcorn, homemade, on movie nights with his kids. Even when he indulges, he does it on his own terms, savoring every bite, never feeling guilty, and always remembering the discipline that got him here. So next time you're tempted by an easy fix or a quick snack, ask yourself, what would Ethan Hawke avoid, and what will you decide starting today?